I guess he got a little bit emotional about the jokes told on Kevin Hart. When on the Kevin Hart roast, if you watched it, go watch it. I ain't gonna lie to you, Tony Hinchcliffe had the best set. I'm gonna be real with you. Every joke that man told landed.
How you feel about this Kevin Hart roast? I know it's been getting a whole lot of backlash right now for some of the jokes that was told on there. You seen it?
Art, on Mother's Day, Netflix had a Netflix is a joke festival, whatever that is. And part of that Netflix is a joke festival, they had the roast of Kevin Hart. I didn't know what this was. I didn't know what it was going to be.
Bro, are you serious, dog? You ain't never seen a roast? Like, dog, you're older than me. And I didn't seen the roast of Justin Bieber, the roast of Donald Trump. I mean, they got pretty brutal on him too. So I hate how he act like, oh no, they were picking favorites with him. They got together and got their best black jokes, which they did. But let's be real, they also got their best jokes for Bieber, Trump. I think Charlie Sheen even had a roast. So there's been plenty of roasts, and they always go all in, and the jokes are always brutal every single time.
I didn't intend to watch it.
I am a fan of comedy.
And then all of a sudden, the day after Mother's Day, my phone started blowing up. My Instagram inbox blowing up. My WhatsApp, my email, you name it, is blowing up. My Patreon is blowing up. I see a clip of a white comedian making a joke of George Floyd's death. It wasn't fun. It wasn't comedy. It was racist. But I thought that was
the Tony Hinchcliffe joke when he said George Floyd's looking up at us at Celebration or something like that, insinuating that he was in hell or something. I was like, well, Daniel. But it was still funny. I mean, I don't know. Maybe I just got too much dark humor in me to where I guess like no matter how messed up the joke is towards a group of people or my own people, I can still find it funny.
The only joke,
like I said, though, you're talking to a true fan of comedy,
of the Kevin Hart roast that people had a problem with. So I said, I'm going to need to address this, but I can wait. And then my phone continued to blow up. And I had brothers and sisters saying, Doc, this wasn't the only joke. It was dozens of disrespectful, insulting comedic material.
Shoot, I'm gonna tell you the one I like the most. What was it? It was the Kevin so short that they had to lynch him from a bonsai tree. I was like, nah, I ain't gonna lie, that sounds so fucked up, but it was funny. It was funny, guys.
Material
bonsai tree
during that Kevin Hart roast. So I decided to watch it, Art. I spent 3 hours. It was about 2 hours and 45 minutes. I watched the whole thing from start to finish.
Yep, same here.
I want to first read some of these jokes for your audience who did not see this.
Please.
It starts off with Shane Gillis. He's the host. I never heard of the devil, but I know who he is now. He starts out by saying, I want to thank Netflix for choosing me to co-host this celebration of Black excellence. And when I heard that, I said, okay, that's an underhanded jab at Black excellence. He's basically trying to say, ain't nothing excellent about y'all. Y'all just a bunch of dumb niggas. That's what he was trying to say.
That's reach. That's a reach, but okay.
I said, okay, let me be patient. Because remember, Art, this is a 3-hour program. Then Usher comes out. Shout out to my brother Usher. He performed. He threw some jokes at Kev Hart. It was nice and clean. Shout out to Usher. I had no problem with my brother Usher. Then Tom Brady comes out because Kevin Hart, I believe, hosted Tom Brady's roast back in 2024.
Yeah.
Tom Brady wasn't as bad as the others. He says things like,
weak.
Unlike your real dad, I actually showed up. He looks out at the crowd. Tom Brady says, who are all these people? I thought Spirit Airlines shut down.
Hilarious.
In other words, you're a bunch of broke Black niggas. How did y'all afford to attend this show? mind you, Art, is mostly white people out there. So this lynching took place in front of a predominantly white audience.
Okay, yeah, I could see why a lot of the people in the black community are so sensitive. Because, dog, you are being a little too sensitive about this right now. Public lynching? Come on now. Maybe a verbal lashing, but public lynching is crazy. Like, no, they were. I mean, hey, some of them jokes were dark, some of them was a little bit wild, but at the end of the day, they're jokes. It's a roast. And apparently, this must have been the first roast he actually watched, because that's what they always do. Even the jokes against Tom Brady were grimy, even if you don't feel like they were grimy because they were against black people. Well, you're black, so of course you're gonna feel like the jokes against us is gonna sting more. But get out your feelings and understand that. Trust me, don't you think those jokes about Tom Brady's dad or the jokes about, what was it, Donald Trump's damn, I ain't gonna lie, they went off on him as well, but failed jobs and failed career and all this good stuff, you ain't think that stung? And of course there was a lot of white jokes as well there. I'm like, come on guys, like, if you're okay with black people telling the most gruesome white jokes, you'd be okay with white people telling the most gruesome white jokes. And if you don't, and if, I don't know, maybe you're just a little bit more offended, maybe y'all need to come up with better white jokes.
I want to shout out my sister Regina King, Art. Excuse me, Regina Hall, not Regina King, Regina Hall, because I didn't see her laugh or barely laugh at any of the jokes. She was up there on the podium sitting down. She did not find it funny. Thank you to Sister Regina Hall for maintaining your integrity, as much of it as you could, during this public lynching of black people described as a comedy show. Shout out to Regina Hall.
Okay, bro.
Art, they were cursing through the whole thing. Vulgarity, profanity. It was nothing but degeneracy. But let me continue.
That's literally a roast.
Shane Gillis makes this joke, Art. He says, Cheryl's husband unalived himself. Obviously, black does crack because he jumped off a effing roof. Did you hear what I just said? I'm going to say it again.
Yeah, that was wild.
Shane Gillis said, Cheryl's husband unalived himself. Obviously, black does crack if it's married to Cheryl and jumps off an effing roof. So I do my research, Art, and guess what I find out? Her husband took his own life by jumping to his death, bro. They made a joke about her husband's suicide, Art, and check.
Yeah, that's a roast, bro. I mean, they go after him, bro. That's the thing you don't get about these roasts. Like, bro, they'll go after your dead family members. They'll go after your father that never pulled up for you. They'll go after your mother that never loved you. They don't care. That's a part of a roast. It's like all gloves off, dog. We're not fighting with the boxing gloves no more. This is bare knuckle comedy. Like, you don't get that, apparently.
This out. It wasn't one joke about her husband's suicide. They repeatedly, throughout the whole show, made jokes about Cheryl Underwood's husband's suicide to millions of people watching this Netflix special all over the world. Let's continue.
Somebody in the Rumble chat remembered it, Joe. He said, what was it? He said George Floyd was looking up. So what was laughing? He was looking up, laughing so hard he couldn't breathe. Yeah, and I'm pretty sure that was Tony Hinchcliffe. Like I said, he had the best set. Don't be real with you. Every joke he told landed.
Called Pete Davidson a wigger. W-I-G-G-E-R. You know what a wigger is? A white person who loves niggas. Then he said, the Golden State Warriors logo is a bridge. Don't show that to Cheryl's husband.
Damn.
You see that, Art?
I'm sorry, but that's he kind of smooth. Well, like I told you guys, I have a dark sense of humor, so ignore me. I remember, understand that S.E.T has a very dark sense of humor. So if I laugh, look, don't judge me too much. I think all dark things are kind of funny.
Her husband is deceased. He took his own life. They repeatedly made jokes about this woman's deceased husband. Don't show her husband the Golden State Warriors logo on their jersey because he might want to jump off the Golden Gate Bridge. Let's continue, Art. Then Shane says, racist devil, Shane Gillis, he says, I called Cheryl last night and asked her if it was okay to say some of these jokes. I want to say this to my sister, Cheryl Underwood, Art. I love her. I respect her. Great comedian. I love you, Sister Cheryl. But don't you ever again in your life.
First off, don't you tell a grown-ass woman what she's allowed to do. I mean, first off, and she's a comedian, an ex-comedian. I think it's like a gospel comedian now. But yeah, don't you ever in your life tell a grown-ass woman what to do with her career. And thing is, she went on that roast knowing what a roast is. If you can't take it, don't go on there. That's the problem with a roast. You cannot be like, bro, you can't be thin-skinned at a roast because they're coming after your entire life. I mean, and every mishap in your life, they're coming for it. And it has not been any different, no matter who sat in that chair and got roasted.
Give permission for white people to disrespect you, disrespect your deceased husband, or disrespect us. Because one thing we got to understand, Art, when they make these jokes about these comedians, they're not just attacking them. They're attacking all of us because they're digging up these old racialized jokes from the slave plantation and they're trying to make them popular again. I know.
No, dog. What you're trying to do is make black people soft. And I mean, let's be real. I mean, excuse my language, but these niggas is already sensitive enough. Like, we don't need you hyping them up to the point where they can't even take a dark joke. We don't need you out here making them so sensitive where they can't even watch a roast without crying about, oh, my ancestors. Like, I'm sorry, bro. It's like, stop it. Like, come on now.
Exactly what this is, Art. Just like they trying to put us back in Jim Crow with the vote, they trying to put us back in Jim Crow with the comedy. They're trying to get our black comedians to give them a license to publicly insult, belittle, disparage, and disrespect black people. And I want Netflix to know we not having it. We not having this. We are not going to stand by and let white folks
don't understand
manipulate.
He don't understand it that a roast is literally like a gladiator event for comics. This is where these guys, like I said, take the kids' gloves off, take the boxing gloves off, and they're fighting bare knuckle. AKA, they're going after everything in your life and they're making a punchline out of it. And it's going to be funny. Okay? That's what they do. Everything that's going to bug you, that's going to make you mad, they're poking at it. That's what a roast is. That's what it's always been. So I can't get mad that they kept the roast the way it's always been. And I'd have been pissed off if they made it any different.
Our comedians into making an ass out of themselves on TV for money so they can make it look like black people don't mind being treated like porch monkeys. Black people don't be in mind treated like animals. See, they shouldn't have the right to vote anyway. See, they should all be locked up anyway, because who would sit up there and laugh at themselves being humiliated by...
I mean, you're acting like the white comics didn't get humiliated as well. Like, they was also getting joked on. It kind of just mad. You're, like I said, you're just mad that it was black people. You don't even think about, well, what about the white people that was getting joked on? Like, there's plenty jokes about white people, but apparently you just skipped over all that and just hyper focus on the black jokes because you're soft and you're sensitive, bro. Lose some weight. Maybe you'll gain some thick skin.
Racist white people. Let me continue, Art. Another joke. Kevin, it must suck being at 5'1", but at least being that short allows them to tell you apart from all the other blacks. In other words, Art, we all look alike. Then Shane said, they told me to be racist. He said this. They told me to be racist. He said it on the mic. And listen to this joke from Shane Neanderthal Gillis. He said, Kevin's ancestors came to America on a slave ship and a bottle. Kevin's ancestors came to America in a slave ship and a bottle, Art. Obviously talking about him being small, but you make it.
Oh, bro, I hope he wasn't going to repeat that one, bro, because I was fucking dying, bro. In a slave ship in a bottle. Oh, my God. All right, like I said, guys, don't mind me. I just like effed up humor, apparently. Okay, I'm done. I promise.
In front of our enslavement, the greatest crime in human history, even validated as such by the United Nations last month. Are you kidding? You're going to make fun about the enslavement of my ancestors and you're going to pass it off as comedy. Art, this was not comedy. This was a public execution of the honor, self-respect, and integrity of Black America, and we not going for it. Let me continue. Listen to this one, Art. Kevin's father was a California raisin, but he wasn't raising anybody. His dad was addicted to crack, and he abandoned him. But I guess that's better than being there for the filming of Jumanji 3. I'm telling you, Art, if I didn't see it myself, if I didn't see this myself, you couldn't have told me that these were the jokes that came out of white people's mouths on international television while we were sitting right in front of their face. Let's continue. Here's another one. Now, Shane Gillis didn't say all these jokes, Art. Some of the other white comedians said them too when they got up to the podium. Mm-hmm. But most of them came from Shane's Neanderthal Gillis. Listen to this one. Kevin did well in Saudi Arabia because they thought he was the monkey from Aladdin.
How is that funny?
It ain't funny, Art. It ain't funny. This was not comedy, bro. This was a get back for.
I mean, no, it is kind of funny, bro. I'll be real with you. You just read it off just makes it even, I ain't gonna lie, 10 times more funnier than you being so offended by it. Oh my God, bro, you're killing me. You're killing me right now. All right, but keep going.
But Drewski portraying Erica Kirk. But I don't have a problem with what Drewski did, Art, because he wasn't vulgar. He didn't call that woman a bitch. He didn't mention Charlie Kirk's name. All he did was imitate her behaviors, Art, for 3 minutes. That's all Drewski did. But white people are so narcissistic, so paranoid, so psychologically.
Bro, there were white people telling other white people to get over it. What are you talking about? Like, trust me, I was there. There's other white people telling you them, like, guys, stop being sensitive about Drewski doing whiteface, okay? Get over it and just prepare for your blackface skit. Like, oh. Because I know that's what we open up when we start, black facing and white facing and Mexican facing soon enough.
Entitled that they don't even think a black comedian has a right to do a skit of a black woman, of a white woman in whiteface when this white woman clearly supports the anti-black agenda of this government. You damn right Drewski had a right to do what he did. Wait, I'm glad Drewski did what he did.
Wait,
but
what?
Guess what, Art? These jokes.
Whoa. What do you, I don't know about all that. Trust me, I'm not too trusting of Erica Kirk, but saying, oh, she's anti-black and this is why she deserved to get jailed by Drewski, you're kind of just explaining your bias here. Like, nah, bro, no. But both are even. I mean, look, bro, if you look, we can go out, they can go after Kevin Hart, we can go after Erica Kirk. It's fair game.
That they did at this Kevin Hart roast, it makes Drewski's Erica Kirk skit look like a picnic, Art. You cannot compare that Drewski skit of Erica Kirk to what they did to Cheryl Underwood. In fact, Art, this should not have been called a roast of Kevin Hart. You know what they should have called it? The roast of Cheryl Underwood. This was the roast of Cheryl Underwood. They lured our sister there. They sat her up front, Art. They racially targeted her, and they unloaded on that beautiful, dark-skinned black woman all night long. This was a get back for Erica Kirk. Let me continue, Art.
Okay.
Kevin did so well in Saudi Arabia because they...
That's a reach, but I can see where he drew that conclusion.
Thought he was the monkey from Aladdin. Here's another one. Listen to this one, Art. Kevin is so short, they will have to lynch him from a bonsai tree. Kevin is so short,
funny.
They will have to lynch him from a bonsai tree.
I know, it was funny. It was fucked up, I admit, but it was funny. Like a bonsai tree, bro, come on. That is fucked up, but that is kind of funny. Like when that joke was told, everybody low-key laughed. Even the black people that were upset, they smirked a little bit.
That's something I want to say. Somebody said that Pastor Jamal Bryant came out, as he should, shout out to Pastor Jamal Bryant, and he rebuked Netflix for this comedy special. Several black people did, but I want Pastor Jamal Bryant to go one step further.
Because they sensitive and they soft and they need to get over themselves.
Pastor Bryant, you know what you're going to do, sir? You're going to get with other black ministers around the country, and you guys are going to draft a letter. All of you are going to sign it. That letter is going to go to Netflix, and you're going to tell Netflix, if anything like this ever happens again,